Okay, in the last class we discussed about philosophy, right? So there are two types of philosophy. One is orthodox and one is heterodox. Heterodox is having three main schools: Buddhism, Jainism, and Lokayukta or Charavaku. And this orthodox is having six major schools. That is Samkhya, Yoga, Vaisheshika, Yoga school of philosophy, no? Vaisheshika, Mimamsa, Vedanta, and Nyaya. Now, in today's class, we will discuss about literature. First, we will discuss about Hinduism literature. So, if I talk about the Hinduism literature, again it is Vedas only, because Vedas are the major source of Vedic period or Hinduism in Indian history as well as the literature also. So, there are four Vedas. Right? I hope you know that we already studied in ancient history also. Four Vedas are there. In that, Rig Veda is the oldest one. Okay, Rig Veda is oldest one, and Rig Veda consists of many verses, more than 1000 verses are there, and in that, 250 verses were belongs to Indradev. Okay, according to Rig Veda, principal deity is Indra, Lord Indra, and he is also called as Purandar. Then Varna system also mentioned in the Rig Veda only. Okay, this we have the Brahmism, we have Kshatriyas, Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. That concept is mentioned in Rig Veda. Yajur Veda, it is having verses, okay, which deals with the sacrifices, rituals, yagna which has to be performed. In that yagna, what are the mantras has to be, recited, all those things. What are the ways to do the sacrifice in that yagna or yajna? That is mentioned in Yajur Veda. Sama Veda, while performing the yag, what kind of music, what kind of sound we need to recite, that is mentioned in the Sama Veda. Atharva Veda, it is mentioned about the medicines, black magic, how to come out, deal with the black magic, medicines. If a person is like not well, how a person can be treated with the Vedic mantras. So that is mentioned in the Atharva Veda. Brahmanas are the explanations of the Vedas verses. If Vedas verses are there, what are about its explanation? What is that versa is particularly talking about? Which ritual, which music? That is mentioned in the Brahmanas. Aranyakas, it is a talk about the philosophy. Aranyakas, forest people, philosophers are there, right? Okay, so that is talk about the philosophy. Upanishads are there. There are 108 Upanishads are there. Mundaka Upanishad, famous Upanishad, from where it is taken Satyameva Jayate. Okay, Mundaka Upanishad. So there are 108 Upanishad which is talk about salvation. Then we have epics, Ramayana. Ramayana is talk about the journey of Lord Rama. Okay, from its birth, and it is beginning of the exile, then Panchavati where he started, then how he came to this Nasik, from there how Ravan has kidnapped the goddess Sita, then how Hanuman and others help Ram, okay, to bring back the Sita after fight with the Ravana. Srijan king, that is mentioned in the Ramayana. Mahabharata, it is mentioned about the Kauravas and Pandavas 18 days war. That is it. In that Mahabharata only, Gita. Okay, Bhagavad Gita, might be you know that Bhagavad Gita, that is also mentioned in the Mahabharata. And Puranas, it's talk about, Puranas not only talk about the God supremacy, it is also mentioned about the universe, cosmic energy, how universe has created, how galaxies are formed, what about the cosmic energy, concept of dark energy, black hole, that is also mentioned in the Puranas. So there are 18 Puranas. Example, we have Shiv Puran, Bhagavad Puran, Vishnu Puran, Garud Puran, like that we have. Okay, so that is there. The next, Sanskrit drama. So one famous poet was there, Kalidas. He is also called as Indian Shakespeare, Kalidas. Okay, so Kalidas was during the time of Guptas. Okay, so he has written a lot of Sanskrit drama. So first such drama is Malvika Agnimitra. So the drama is about the love story between the Malvika and Agnimitra. Agnimitra, who was the Agnimitra? He was the son of Shungamitra. Okay, Shungamitra was the person who killed the last king of Mauryans. Okay, then he started the Shunga dynasty. His son was Agnimitra. So there is a love story between the Agnimitra and Malvika that is mentioned in this Sanskrit drama Malvika Agnimitra, which is written by the Kalidas. Then Vikrama Urvashi, that means it is love story between the king Vikrama and Urvashi. Okay, see, this is about modern day Madhya Pradesh, this one state. Okay, and Avanti region was there. Might be you heard about the Avanti, na? In the Mahajanapadas we studied Avanti, that king. Then we have Abhignana Shakuntala. It is very famous. Movies also there, na? That Samantha movie is there. Okay, Abhignana Shakuntala, it is a love story between the Shakuntala and the princess, who is the son of Raja Bharata. They have done the Gandharva marriage. You know Gandharva marriage, love marriage, by giving the ring, then he forgot. So that story is there, right? That is mentioned in this drama. Which is drama Abhignana Shakuntala, which is written by the Kalidasa. Then Sudraka has written one drama, Sanskrit drama, that is Brichakatika. And this drama is also a love story. That how young Brahmin Charudatta fall in love. So love story between the young girl Charudatta with the wealthy courtman. So that is the love story. Brichaka Datta. Then next we have a Vishaka Datta. He has written the Mudra Rakshasa, very popular. In the Mudra Rakshasa only it is mentioned that how Chandragupta Maurya has overthrown the Nanda dynasty, and he became the king of Maurya, that Magadha, and he started the Mauryan dynasty. So that is mentioned in one of the drama, that is a Mudra Rakshasa, Sanskrit drama, which is written by the Vishaka Datta. Then Bhavabhuti also written one Sanskrit drama, that is Uttara Rama Charitram. So what is that Uttara Rama Charitram? In Ramayana also, in movies also we have seen that they have shown the life of a Rama from his birth till he conquered the Lanka. After that what? He returned to the Ayodhya, coronation was happened, he became the king. After that he left the Sita when she was pregnant, and his two sons was there, Lava and Kusha. That story is mentioned in this drama, Sanskrit drama, which is written by the Bhavabhuti. And the name of the drama is Uttara Ramacharitram. Okay. Swapnava Vasadatta. So there is a love story of King Udaya of Vasta and Queen Vasavadatta. Okay, love story, generally. Sanskrit drama. Pancharata is mentioned. Urubhanga, it is one of the drama. It is about the story of Duryodhan. Kauravas, Duryodhan, right. So Urubhanga, it is a story of the Duryodhan during and after his fight with Bhima. Bhima was there. No? It was the Bhima who killed the Duryodhan. Right. So the story of the Duryodhan before the fighting with the Bhima and after fighting with the Bhima. So that is mentioned in the Sanskrit drama, that is Urubhanga. Harshavardhana, very popular North Indian king, right? He was defeated by Pulakesin II, which is mentioned in Aihole king inscription, right? So he was also the author of the three Sanskrit drama, that is Ratnavali, Nagananda and Priyadarsika. Okay, so this was all about the Sanskrit drama. Sanskrit poetry is also there. And Kalidasa, again Kalidasa, because he has written a lot of Sanskrit drama as well as poetry. During Gupta's time, Sanskrit literature reached its peak level or zenith level. Okay, so Kalidasa has written the Kumara Sambhava. Kumara Sambhava, it is in a poetic form. It is about the, Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati and the birth of the Kartikeya to kill the demon. Okay, to kill the demon. So that is mentioned in the Kumara Sambhava in a poetic form. Then we have a Raghuvamsha. Raghuvamsha, it is about the descents of the Lord Rama, ancestors as well as the descents of the Lord Rama. and their what you call detail, which is mentioned in the poetic form. Meghaduta, Yakshini, Yaksha there. Okay, so that is a love story. One Yaksha, what he did, he has committed, he break the rule of the heaven, so he is thrown out into the earth to suffer, right? So that Yaksha is passing his message to his Yakshini through the clouds. That is mentioned in the poetic form in poem that is called Meghaduta. Meghaduta is nothing but Megha means a cloud, Duta means messenger. So how the cloud become the messenger, that is mentioned in the poetic form in Meghaduta. And Ritu Sambara, it is a poetic form, it talk about the seasons, how seasons are changing, according to the seasons, how human emotions are changing. That is mentioned in the Ritu Sambara. Then Jayadeva, he has written Gita Govinda. In Gita Govinda it is mentioned about the Dashavtar. I hope you remember, right? So Gita Govinda was written by the Jayadeva. It is in a poetic form, it is mentioned about Dashavtar. Okay, as well as it was mentioned about certain songs which are dedicated to the Krishna. If you remember in one of the classical times, Satariya, right, there are certain songs, Satriya. Yeah, Satriya. It was mentioned, those songs were taken from the Gita Govinda, Satriya as well as the Manipuri classical dance. Okay, the next Kalahana. Kalahana, it is a poetic form of book which is written by the, Raja Tarangini is a poetic form of book which is written by the Kalahana. In Raja Tarangini, it is a book which is mentioned about the kings, chronicle of the kings, especially the king of Kashmir. Especially the king of Kashmir. In that Raja Tarangini only it is mentioned that Srinagar city was built at the time of Ashoka. That is mentioned in that Raja Tarangini. Pingala, he is the author and he has written a book on mathematics. Okay, yeah. Chanda Shastra. Charaka Samhita, very popular. Okay. And Sushruta, father of surgery. Okay, he has written Sushruta Samhita. Madhava, he has written the Madhava Nidhana, book on the pathology, finding the diseases, its cure and all those things. That is mentioned. Varaham Hira, Pancha Siddhanta, book on mathematical astronomy. Okay, regarding what you call astronomy, universe and all those things. That is mentioned. Brihata Samhita, it is a book written on the wide range like a planetary movement, Graha, Surya, Chandra, Rahu, Ketu, Brahaspati and all, that is their geology, architecture, that is also mentioned in that book. Aryabhatta, he is very famous, he is a person who used the zero. Aryabhatta used the zero, not invented the zero. He has written that one book, Aryabhattam, which is talk about the astronomy and mathematics. Buddha Charitra, it is a biography of Buddha, which is written by Ashwagosha. Okay, please remember this Buddha Charitra is written by Ashwagosha in Sanskrit language. Buddha literature, it is in Pali language, but this Buddha Charitra written by the Ashwagosha, it is a part of Sanskrit literature. Okay, so this is about the Sanskrit literature. Now we will talk about Pali literature. Pali literature majorly Buddhist literature. In Buddhism, there are 3 books. Those are called Triptikas. 3 books are, main books are there. Triptikas, 3 books. Those are Vinay Pitika, Sutta Pitika, Abhidhamma Pitika. Vinay Pitika talk about the rules and regulations which has to followed by the Buddhist monks. Sutta Pitika talk about the speeches of the Buddha, teachings of the Buddha, okay, what Buddha tried to say and all those things, that is mentioned in the Sutta Pitika. Abhidhamma Pitika is also concentrated on the philosophy and metaphysics. This philosophy behind the Buddha teaching. It also talks about the metaphysics. It also have a discussion on topics like ethics. Okay, ethics, theory of knowledge and psychology. How a person can gain the knowledge. It is also talk about the human psychology. Abhidhamma Pitika. So this combined together it is called Triptikas. Vinay Pitika, Sutta Pitika, Abhidhamma Pitika. Then we have a Jatakas. Jatakas are the story of the Buddha. Previous birth of, story related to the previous birth of Buddha. Okay, Jataka. The Jataka story only it is mentioned in this Amravati School of Architecture. Okay. Then we have a Buddha Charitra we discuss. Deepa Vamsha. Mahavamsha, Deepa Vamsha. These are the books of Sri Lankan, not Indian books. But those Mahavamsha and Deepa Vamsha talk about the Buddha also. Okay. So Deepa Vamsha. Deepa Vamsha, it is book written in the early 3rd to 4th century in the Anuradhapura. Anuradhapura is ancient name of Sri Lanka. Modern name was Ceylon. Okay, so Anuradhapura. So that Deepa Vamsha, it is a book composed in Sri Lanka, Ceylon or Anuradhapura. Okay, it talk about that visit of Buddha in the Sri Lanka, and after the death of Buddha, his tooth are there, right? Tooth that is came to the Sri Lanka. That is mentioned in the Deepa Vamsha. Milinda Panu. What is that? Milinda Panu, it is a literature, Buddhist literature only. It's like a dialogue. It's like a dialogue between a king, Indo-Bactrian king is Minandar, and Buddhist monk Nagasena. Okay, so Minindar was asking question about the Buddhism and Nagasena was answering. So that is mentioned in one of the book, that is a Milind Panu. And it is considered as one of the highest philosophical inquiry in the Buddhism. Then next we have a Mahavamsa. It is in the epic poetic form. It is similar to Deepa Vamsha. Here it is mentioned about the chronology of the kings. Which kings? Anuradhapura kings or Ceylon kings or Sri Lankan kings. As well as it also talks about the Buddha visited to the Sri Lanka. That is mentioned in Mahavamsha. Mahavatsu. Mahavatsu. It is a book related to the Jataka story and Avadana tales. Jataka story we know, Buddha. Avadana tales, it is a story related to the life of the Buddha only. Life of Buddha. That is consist. Mahavatsu, it is written in mixed one, Sanskrit as well as the Pali. Okay. Prakritik also. Lalita Vistara Sutra. That means this is a story related to the Buddha from his birth till his first sermon. From his birth, okay, then what do you call his marriage, then we have what great incidents was there, right? Okay. So then after that his first sermon, Deer Park he has given. So from his birth till his first sermon, that is Dharma Chakra Pravartana. So that story is mentioned in Lalita Vistara Sutra. Okay, so this is about Buddhist literature. Jain literature. Buddhist literature majorly written in Pali language. Even Buddha also used to teach in Pali language only. Okay. Jain literature, it is mentioned in Prakritik. Okay. So here, Jain literature majorly it is having Angas. 12 Angas are there. That is the sacred text for the Jainism. Angas. So what Angas will deal? Angas will, deals with all forms of lives. Okay. It is also mentioned about the strict code of conduct, how a Jainist monk should be, how they follow the celibacy, vegetarianism, okay, compassion and non-violence. That is mentioned in the Angas. Digambaras are there, right? Okay. I hope you know that there was a division of Shwetambar and Digambar, right? That is there. So here, Digambaras, who does not wear any kind of cloth, okay, so they have given sacred status to two work. Okay, what are those two work? Karma Prabharita. Karma Prabharita, it is a book in Prakritik language which is discuss about the attending the salvation. How a person can attain the salvation through its karma. That is mentioned in the Karma Prabharita. Another book was there, Kashya Prabharita. Kashya Prabharita deals with that, how the materialistic thing, like we have a anger, passion, greed is there, right? How these elements are obstacle to attain the salvation. To attain the salvation and how these things are lead to the suffering. That is mentioned in the Kashya Prabharita. Okay. See, Karma Prabharita, it's talk about the salvation. Kashyapa Prabharita, it's talk about the materialistic thing, which will give suffering to us and which will stop us to to get the salvation. Okay. Then Bhadrabahu. I hope you know that he is the founder of Digambar Jains. Sutra Bhadra, it was the Shwetambar. Okay, for Digambar, Bhadrabahu. Bhadrabahu has written 2 books. Okay, one such book is Uvasagga Haram, Strotra. So what is that? This is a Jain hymns dedicated to the Lord Parshavanath, 23rd Tirthankaras, Parshavanath. Before Vardhamana Mahavira, okay, Parshavanath was there. Okay, so in this book, he is praising the ability of the Parshavanath, that how he removes the obstacle and suffering. Okay, that is mentioned. So in this book, okay, people, Jains believe that reciting these verses or stotras, a one can, or a devotees, or an individual can free from his desire or suffering and attain the salvation. That they believe. Okay. The next, Kalpa Sutra. That is also written by Bhadrabahu. So Kalpa Sutra, it is having context related to the Tirthankaras of the Jainism. There are 24 Tirthankaras of the Jainism, right? So those mentioned about the 24 Tirthankaras, it is in the Kalpa Sutra. So what are its content? First, it talk about the Tirthankara's life. Detailed biography of the 24th Tirthankara, but special emphasis given to the Vardhamana Mahavira teaching. Okay, so Jainism is as old as Vedic. You studied in ancient history, right? Buddhism is younger than the Jainism. First Tirthankara, it was a Rishabhnath. In Jainism, there is a concept of Tirthankara, which are Guru. So in Jainism, God is not supreme, Tirthankara is supreme. So 24 Tirthankaras are there. Their biography is mentioned in this Kalpa Sutra, which is written by the Bhadrabahu. And it is specially mentioned about the Vardhamana Mahavira biography and his teaching. Okay, that is mentioned. It is also mentioned that, life of, it is celebrate the lives of early Jain teachers and leaders, their philosophy. Okay, what they talk about and how they talk about regarding this salvation, suffering and all those things, that is mentioned. And it is also mentioned about the code of conduct. That means how Jain monks should be. What are the code of conduct for them? Okay, we have 5 principles in Jainism. Okay, non-violence is there, truth is there, non-stealing is there, celibacy is there. Celibacy is the principle which is given by Vardhamana Mahavira. Okay, so that is also mentioned in this book, that is Kalpa Sutra. Okay, so this is about the Jain literature. We discuss about Hindi literature, Vedas and all this, in Sanskrit, drama and poet we discuss. We discuss about Jainism, Jain literature, and we discuss about Buddhist literature also. So this is about the literature. Okay? Okay then.